Welcome to People Powered Strategy, the podcast where we sit down with the minds shaping the future of work. Every week, we bring you candid conversations with chief people officers and HR leaders who are driving business outcomes by putting people first. In each episode, we dive into the real-world strategies behind employee retention, talent development, and organizational growth, getting into the nuts and bolts of building HR systems that don't just support the business, but propel it forward.
Maybe you could just talk about three things about the kind of people function or HR leadership, the misconceptions that are common that you would like to send to Room 101.
Yeah, sure. A lot of times you hear HR and it's scary. It's scary. People think HR, corrective action, termination, rules and regulations. Well, those things are important. I'll first acknowledge that. Without rules, regulations, policies, all of that, then you can't have a good culture, you can't have a good operating company, because people have to have an understanding of what they can and can't do. And for that safety, for the functioning, for abidance by law, which is really important. So yes, those things are important. When things go off course, making sure that they're corrected are very important. But that is not the whole of it. And I think because those things that I just mentioned, those three things are so consequential, that it becomes very outsized into all that human resources is about. And I particularly, not for just nomenclature or because I wanted to be jazzy and hip, but I intentionally have our function as the people function, because it is people first and all of the complexity and again, to use that word dimensionality that comes with it, that it's about, just people first is, the great employee experience, the training opportunities, the coaching, the, onboarding, all of that, also. But I think that that's something for human resources that's been a bit chronic throughout times, is kind of getting ahead of that. I think the other thing is that it's a call when you absolutely need, and that's something I can say I don't experience, thankfully, in my role, but it's something that can be fall under. It can be a little bit of a trap in the body of work of human resources. Is, oh, I've got a problem. Well, sure, that's great. That's great to be trusted when there's a problem, but how about when there's not? And I think that's a good measurement of thinking about how are you making sure that your offerings, your skills, what you can contribute are known, so that it's not the last call, the last exit, but it's the engagement along the way as well. So, those are a couple that come to mind. Yeah.
It's definitely, I love how you said that. I mean, I've heard people joke in my past jobs that I've had where people have said, like someone says something rude to somebody else in a jokey kind of way, and they'll go, oh, calling HR, it's just is a joke, but that's kind of speaking to what you're talking about there, where it's like, it's in people's minds that you call HR when something goes really bad. Like when there's somebody said something abusive or something's gone wrong. That's how I've understood it in the past. And I guess it goes back to what you were saying before, that no, like, we are cultivators.
Yes.
We're always at work at what we're doing. We're not here putting out fires.
Right. Sometimes we do. Yeah. I mean, if there's such a poor interaction that somebody is, or something goes wrong, I absolutely want to hear about it. I absolutely want, my team wants to be engaged 100%, but it's not the whole of who we are. Yeah, for sure.